Okay, so Georgia, you have this new book coming out. Can you give us a little synopsis of what the book is going to be about and when we can look forward to purchasing it?
Okay. Well, yes, you can pay me now. But I've been writing a book for 2 years. After I was laid off in Tampa and I went through this breakup, thought that was my happily ever after, and I was devastated, depressed. I thought this would be a great story and it's going to help somebody one day. So I started writing. So I've been writing, over the course of these last 2 years, but I could only write a little bit here and a little bit there because it was so emotionally taxing for me to write that I would just stop and just give up.
Right.
So 2 days after I put in my notice at Sister Circle that I was leaving, God placed me in front of a book publisher who said, Georgia, where's your book? And this is a woman who I've known. I've known her. I just didn't know who she was, who she would be to me. I didn't know she had a publishing company. I didn't know that she was interested in my book like that. So for her to come to me and say that she wanted to publish it was so divine, and that was God showing me that I not only need you to move so you can help other people, I need you to move because I need you to be you. I've spent so much of my career helping other people build their brands and shape them, and I haven't done that for myself, so now I get the opportunity to do that. So the book is called Everybody Knows: The Power of Being in Position, and it's a series of stories where God has had to reposition me throughout my life for the greater good, even from childhood. When I was 14 years old, I lost a 4-year scholarship to college. I won't tell you why, but I lost a scholarship. I mean, I have not always been this person, and it has taken all this time and all these journeys for me to be the Georgia who I am today. So I went on a 9-day writing retreat last month, and I finished the book. I finished the book on the beach.
Wow.
And it was one of the most amazing, it was the most amazing experience of my life. I've never spent that much time by myself. I've never spent that much time talking to God. I've never spent that much time writing, purging, and it was amazing. I went to that retreat with about 2,500 words. I know, right? 2 years, and I only had 2,500 words.
Right.
I left with 22,000 words.
Wow.
It was incredible. Like, I didn't even realize that the page numbers were going up and the word count was going up. I was just writing nonstop. So my publisher has already set a date for the launch, and it's going to be in March.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to post some information on my social media, GeorgiaDawkins.com, and on Instagram and stuff.
Oh, wonderful, Georgia. That's awesome. So we'll definitely be looking out for that in the month of March, 2 months away, actually. Okay, so let me just ask this question. For, say, a young person that might be interested in going to the media field or the broadcast field, television, what advice would you give a young person just entering college?
I always tell them you better want it, because this is not an industry where you're going to graduate making 6 figures. It's not the school of business. It's not pharmacy. You're not a doctor. Coming into this industry, especially journalism, you have to love people. You have to love community. You have to have a passion for telling stories, because that is what's going to sustain you when the money doesn't. If you're doing it for the money, change your major right now. It's not about the money. The money's going to take a while to come. I mean, I get it. There are the Mark Zuckerbergs out there, the P. Diddy's, that's great. That's their story.
Right.
But be smart about it. I mean, that was one of my biggest, I think, surprises when I graduated, is that, I'm actually poor. Like, this is poverty.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to get another job, even after Good Morning America, even after ABC News, even after all the internships and jobs. I still had to get a second job for my first job. To survive my first job, I had to get a second job. And I was working 7 days a week.
Wow.
Some days I would go to both jobs. Yeah, it would overlap. So I worked weekends on one job, and the other job was like Monday through Friday. So it was like this. I was working 7 days a week, and I don't know when I slept. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, that's great advice. Otherwise, you'll get burnt out and you'll get depressed and just really give up. But as long as you enjoy what you're doing, then that will definitely help you to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
So what has been the most challenging aspect? I mean, now I know you've left Sister Circle and now you're kind of just freelancing. What's the most challenging aspect of not having a real full job?
You're not having a full-time job. The money. But I'm so grateful. My publisher, she is a woman of God. She's a woman of faith. And she said, Georgia, why don't you start a book fund? that's going to be bigger than your pre-sales. And I didn't know what the book fund was about until probably within the last couple weeks. I've been surviving off my book fund because, of course, that Sister Circle check ended.
Right.
And so I'm literally paying my bills through donations. My network, people who haven't met me, people who just met me, they're donating from $5 to $500. Like, it's overwhelming because I didn't realize that people
want to help
and believed in me that much, and it helps me believe in myself because there were some days where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this book, and then I would get a notification, oh, somebody believes in me. They're waiting on this book, they're waiting on this content, they're waiting on my story so that they can be set free. I have to do it. So the book fund is helping me a lot, but the money is the main struggle, and I didn't want to leave. I told God, I said, what am I going to do?
Right.
People aren't going to understand why I'm leaving my dream job. It was highly publicized. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for. And he said, if you don't move when I tell you to move, you can mess some people up. So I had to move. And I said, well, what about my money? I mean, what about my bills? Like, what about my rent?
Right.
And he said, I have somebody for that. And so I'm able to see through the book fund that people are coming through. People are coming through, and people want to invest in me. People want to sow into my life, into my ministry, into my career, and that is beautiful to me. So,
and one good thing to remember when you're doing His will and His way, and you're listening and attuned, He'll take care of you and put the right people in place. Absolutely. Okay, well, Georgia, why don't you give the listeners your social media information, and then that way people can keep contributing to your fund.
Thank you.
Yes.
So if you want to donate, I have a PayPal link on GeorgiaDawkins.com. If you don't like PayPal, you can email me. I'll send you my Cash App or another way for you to donate. Some people have also mailed in donations, so I'm grateful for that. And on social media, I'm Georgia Dawkins. Georgia like the state, Dawkins like Hawkins with a D, everywhere. So that's my handle. I appreciate your support, your follows, and even if you can't donate, share the link. Share the video. Another thing I have on my website is my testimony, the journey of God telling me to leave Sister Circle and how to leave, who to call, what time to call, and what to say. And that is worth sharing alone. So if you would just share that, that is support enough.
All right. Well, Georgia, I want to thank you for taking the time out to speak with me today. I'm wishing you well on your new endeavors in life. I'm sure you're going to go far because you are in His will, and I say much more success to you.
Thank you.